There is no law in this country, Nigeria. There is no law in the Constitution that prohibits me from coming home to celebrate Salah with my people. There's no law at all. And therefore I knew that even though I am not a lawbreaker, I appreciate the powers of the governor. In addition, I also read the statements, the press release from the Commissioner of Police. Okay, I also respect him. But again, we are gathered in our home. This is not the streets, right? So we're breaking no law. And also, we came in with a helicopter. We didn't come by road. So that means we did not break any law again. No convoy. But now let's get to something very important. Let's get to something very, very, very important. On the 23rd of February, listen, Arihin, this is very important now. On the 23rd of February, was it 23rd? No. 28th of February, 2023. On the 28th of February, 2023. You all voted for me across party lines. You lined up in the various polling units and you voted for me to emerge as your senator, right? You were not forced. Your votes were not bought. You stood under the sun to cast your votes for me, Natasha, right? So that I will represent you in the National Assembly as a senator, right? Don't let anybody steal that from you. Don't let anybody steal your representation away from you. The entire country is suffering from bad leadership. The only reason why I have been persecuted so much in the past 1 month is because I dared the bad, corrupt system. I refuse to do things the way they usually play politics. I refuse to be silenced. The past it's been a year and 4 months, right? Yes, I was sworn in November 2023. So that makes it a year and 4 months, about 5 months, a year and 4 months, yeah. It has not been an easy journey. It's just that I had it all, I kept it all inside. It's not been an easy journey. The empowerments you saw here, the police stations that we built, the schools we're rehabilitating, the numerous water projects, it had to take a whole lot of lobbying amongst my colleagues, ministers, and many others to get this project to you. It's not as if they were given on the platter of gold. I went out there in Abuja and I worked for you. I used the office that you gave me to work for your good. But as I worked, I created enemies. As I worked diligently, as I brought the dividends of democracy to you, I created enemies among some of my colleagues. There are some that felt I subjected them to ridicule. They told me, Natasha, your empowerment, by your empowerments, you're making our constituents insult us. So I kept on apologizing to them. Distinguished, I'm sorry, that's not my intention. Distinguished, I'm sorry, that's not my intention. But in my heart, I knew that I had promised that I would spend every day working in Abuja for your good. And even though I apologize for them, I will not apologize for bringing good to you. Yes, I stand by my words. I was harassed by my Senate president, who thought it was normal for him to get what he wanted. a beautiful woman, I want you, so I should have you. But he didn't get that through me. Ebira women are not cheap. Ebira women are women of dignity. You might see an Ebira woman, if she's divorced because she just did not feel connected to that marriage, but that does not make her a bad person. But I will say this, from the time I told him no, things got difficult for me there, but I still kept it here. I was still focused on my work. Senator Ireti mentioned that of all the 4 female senators, I enjoyed the most privileges. But I want to let her know, what she thought was privilege was actually sponsored by my husband or myself, not the Senate President. The fact that many of them thought, many people thought, that because the Senate President was friends with my husband, therefore all the projects I had here, he was the one who gave me. And you saw me, he gave me nothing. So I'm telling Senator Ireti, I did not enjoy more privileges than she herself enjoyed or the other women. I actually suffered more. But because I did not want to put out my pain, I wanted to keep that harassment in secret. That was why I kept on working. Even if it had to require me spending my own personal money, I had to do it. And people thought it was Akpabio doing all for me. That's not so. It's good I put it right. But the peak of it happened on the 30th of January. This year, on the 30th of January 2025, there was the groundbreaking ceremony of the 5 mini LNGs in Nigeria. That project angered him, and I'm saying it on camera. He got very angry, and he called a number of people in the cabinet, questioned them. How come that project found its way here? And he said, in his words, he said, how can such resources, gas from the Niger Delta, be moved to the north? That he will stop it. And I will prove to you what he did. After the Senate President removed me, by the way, it is because of the 5 LNG projects that Akpabio removed me from the Committee of Local Content. Because he said, ever since he made me as the chairperson of Local Content, I have used that office to promote the North. That was what he said. So 5 days after the groundbreaking ceremony, he removed me from the committee to the Committee on Diaspora. And that's okay. I took it in good faith. I took it in good faith. But what happened after that? He commissioned the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, commissioned his SLA, his senior legislative aide, on Niger Delta, Dr. Ominimini, who is also the secretary of PANDEF. He commissioned him to start online and media propaganda against the 5 LNG plants. You can search on Google, you will see. Dr. Ominimini sponsored a lot of write-ups calling on President Tinubu to cancel the 5 LNG projects. It's all there, you can see it. Check Tribune, Vanguard, This Day. You see Google Dr. Minimini, and I asked, are we not human beings here? Don't we deserve projects? Don't we deserve developments in Kogi Central, Kogi State? Is Kogi State not part of Nigeria? How can a man, how can the Senate President, who is the Senate President for the entire country, how can he use his office to promote regional divide? Akpabio is not the Senate President for South-South. He's the Senate President for Nigeria. And it is wrong for Akpabio to use his office to commission and task his SLA, Dr. Minimini, to call for the cancellation of the 5 LNG plants. Those 5 LNG plants were approved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu project, please, can you give him the applause? Yes. The five mini LNG projects, they were approved by an executive order of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Akpabio does not have the power to stop it. Akpabio does not have the power to stop that project. We have been quiet for Jakarta Steel Company. But you know what? In the 1 year and 4 months I have spent in the National Assembly, I understand why Jakarta Steel Company is not working. Because of many interests. Nigeria is such a country that once you take one progressive step forward, you have 5 dragging you backwards. Especially when that project is in a land that people feel does not deserve of anything progressive. Sometimes I wonder, if a Jakarta Steel Company is in Lagos, will it stay moribund? No. In summary, there's a whole lot happening right now, but a lot is politically motivated. And these people are using the institutions to silence me. And in silencing me, they are silencing you. It is good to be home. And nobody and nothing can stop me from coming home. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody make a any sana me and any osa any come me vehu. Yes.